Okay, let's say I wanted to change some of the timing on the timeline itself. So I know that I have to go back and forth between the layers of my timeline and the objects on my stage. But let's say that this is my animation, and at this point the square turns the corner and then heads towards the edge of the screen. And let's say I want it to move off the screen quicker. So what I need to do is take this keyframe and move it closer to that keyframe, so it takes fewer frames per second for it to go from this spot to that spot. So one thing I have to be careful of is not to just try to click on the dot and then move it. That's a mistake that I actually make often. But I need to first select it. So like if I was going to move this dot, you see how I just have a black arrow? So if I just tried to grab this and move it, I'm just going to be scrubbing on the timeline. If I select this dot, and then now you see this little black rectangle there, that means I can then grab that dot and move it. So again, the difference is if I'm not on the dot and I just try to click and grab it, it's not going to do anything. If I click it, let go, and then my cursor has changed so it has this white rectangle, I can then grab the dot and move it. So if I move that dot, what happens is it's going to take longer for the square to get from this point to this point, but then this point is going to be faster. I could also select the end point and then grab the dot or the keyframe and move it closer. Note that once that keyframe, the instructions were for it to move from here to here between this dot and this dot, and after that I have some keyframes, so it's just going to sit there at that point. If I wanted it to actually leave the stage, I would need to go to that end point and then come down and click on the square and then pull it off the stage, and that way it's going to move off and then it's going to stay there.